So hello and welcome to the Holistic Happy Hour with our topic today of raising your frequency. We have a special guest, best-selling author and therapist, Paula Shaw. She joins our 7 sumptuous 5-minute sessions that will help to transform your soul and your life. So enjoy. First up is Kimberly.
Hi there, everybody. Kimberly Marsh, astrologer, life and business coach, coming in from St. Augustine, Florida. Welcome. Today, Friday, May 22nd, new moon in Gemini. We are in it now. We are in that Gemini energy. We've been talking about Venus went retrograde there May 13th. Mercury entered it May 12th. Now we're having the new moon, which is exact East Coast time today at 1:39 p.m. and Pacific time, that was 10:39 a.m. So this energy, Gemini, let's think about some key words for Gemini. Ether. Ether is coming from the great void, much like a thought, right? Gemini rules our thoughts. Vibration, a movement created by sound. Communication, the sound expressed. Mantras, energy or belief put into it. Creativity, manifesting it into form. Telepathy, listen closely to your intuition. Listening is a huge part of this. Networking, connecting, and sharing ideas. So human beings we're so malleable that when we're fed information, whether we're aware of information we're being fed or not, it can get stuck within us and actually alter our belief system until we become aware of that communication that's in us. We've been using our intuition and we've been working on getting connected with our intuition so that we can get in touch and become aware of where the information is stored and what belief is being altered. This new moon happening today questions, where do your thoughts need to shift so that they can align with the vibrational frequency you wish to experience? What messages are you sending out, right? This is our broadcast system, our thoughts. Our thoughts are connecting us to everybody. So being aware, because whatever we're sending out, that's what we're getting back. And if you feel like you're right on in alignment with what you want to be sending and receiving, then it's time to elevate it, to raise that vibration to the next level. And if these words find you meeting yourself with any form of negative resistance, such as I'm good where I'm at, or I don't need anything else, then I encourage you to explore those beliefs. Are they really for your soul's highest good? This new moon also packs energy for misunderstandings, miscommunications. Communication is a two-way street. It's not just about what you're speaking, what you're saying, but are you receiving the communication clearly? If it feels like something is going on behind your back or you're not clear on something, search for the truth. Don't jump to conclusions, get clarity, but know that these feelings are coming from somewhere. That's your intuition kicking in. It's telling you, hey, pay attention, what's going on here? This is a great time to pull out your copy of the 4 Agreements book or to get a deck of the 4 Agreements cards. And remember, they are to always do your best, to be impeccable with your word, to not take things personally, and to not make assumptions. Easier said than done. So to sum it up, get clear on your vibrational frequency. Become aware of it at all times. Clean up your communication. Speak with intention. Thoughts and words are powerful. They're constantly creating our reality. What kind of magic are you attracting and creating? So thank you so much. Again, Kimberly Marsh coming in from St. Augustine, Florida. Next up, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie Berkey here. I'm the author of the Free Spirit Guidebook, and there is a lesson in here using the breathing technique, Breath of Fire. And so I chose it today because there is a positive affirmation I have that goes with it. And it says, I know how to shift my energy to a higher vibration. So this is a breathing technique I like to do when I'm caught in stinking thinking, negative thoughts, saying negative things about myself. It's good to do after you've watched the news. Sometimes maybe if you're been on social media and you just know those times when you feel like you're just operating at a lower vibration. This will kind of help just bust through any negativity you've picked up. You'll kind of feel a little sparkly and buzzy after, and you'll definitely notice that you are vibrating at a higher vibration. So we're gonna just do a little practice and we're gonna set a timer. We're gonna do this for 1 minute. So breath of fire is a quick inhale and exhale out of your nose, and right above your navel is gonna kind of pump. So it's quick. You can just try taking a nice deep inhale and an exhale and pull in here. And then doing that again. And then try to speed it up. And then if you're not sure if you're doing it right, I always say stick your tongue out. It's like you're panting like a dog. It'd be like this. When you do that, you definitely get the stomach pumping. And and then you would just close your mouth and try doing that continually just through the nose. Okay, so we're gonna get started. You're just gonna sit tall. Let's put your palms up. That's like a gesture of being open to all the positive vibes that you're gonna have coming your way. And then if you like, close your eyes and then kind of just have your focus be at the solar plexus chakra right above your navel. Okay, so we're gonna get started. 1 minute, eyes closed. So quickly inhaling, exhaling out of the nose. So keep going, just allowing your focus to be, inhale and exhales are quick. You feel the stomach pumping, might be creating a little heat. You're doing a good job. 20 seconds left. If you need to take a break, start back up. That's totally fine. Okay, take a nice, really deep inhale. Hold for as long as you comfortably can. Exhale. Keep your eyes closed. And just notice how you're feeling. So you might feel that you literally are now vibrating at a different level, a higher level than you were before. And so sometimes it's nice just to do this maybe for a couple quick rounds, sometimes just 1 minute. If you feel like you need a little more, 3 minutes is great. So I hope you enjoyed raising your vibration. Next up is Stacy.
Everybody, Stacy Westbrook from the Lead Shaman Collaborative in North County, San Diego. And I think this is a perfect topic for cannabis, and not just users long-term, but also this is great for newbies. One thing about cannabis is we should always be open and always realize that we have at least one little foot in the experimental phase. Anytime somebody says, hey, would you like to try this or this or this, you're basically experimenting. So with all experiments, it's important that you sort of kind of control your environment. So it's about what you choose to take, how you choose to take it, where you choose to take it, and how much you're going to take. So going back to what we like to do with the experimental newbies, and the easiest control is something like smoking. Now, let's just pretend everyone's in California and is super okay with trying to smoke just for the sake of this conversation. Instead of strains now saying that they fight or work, for PTSD and these types of things because the people who are selling you cannabis are not physicians, they now sort of refer to strains in terms of how they make you feel. So the effect strain. And here in California, we are very lucky that we have two great companies, one called Candescent and the other from a dispensary. The dispensary is MedMen, and they have their own line of cannabis called State Made. And basically, as a new person, you could walk in and you may not know what Jack Herrera is, but if you walked up to a joint and you saw the word joy on it, you would understand, and maybe talking to your cannabis dude or dudette behind the counter, that they can tell you a little bit more about why it's joyful and maybe talk to you about that it's a sativa and that it's really opening and this, that, and the other. So with regards to this is a great time. Like, people are under stress. So, and every day it feels like there's a new emotion in quarantine. So it's a perfect time to like experiment with something like Candescent, who has these strains called Calm and Cruise and Communicate and things like that. So that's the idea, you guys, is to look at like the strain name and figure that most every time when we talk about adjusting our vibration, I think I feel pretty safe to say that we're talking about raising it on some level. And that is what cannabis medicine can do. However, with that being said, you don't need cannabis in terms of marijuana to necessarily do this. There are smoked hempables that do not have that delta 9 THC, which gets into that CB receptor in your brain and tells your brain that you're high. So if having some sort of like, you know, paradoxical experience rather is not for you, you can still get down with the hemp edible and or a hemp smokable. And those will like get you just to that nice homeostasis place where your mind again starts to open a little bit. You start to get creative about like your experience and your expression, and you can reach for something like joy or like happiness in a day when you felt really down. So I continue to encourage you all to experiment with cannabis. And next up is Amanda Johnson. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Stacy. Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Johnson, emotional freedom practitioner. I absolutely love the subject of raising our vibration, raising our frequency. And I'm going to lead you through a little tapping exercise. You're going to follow me on the tapping points and repeat after me. And you're welcome to repeat it in your own lingo. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to hold our palms up, close your eyes, and I want you to think about the situation in your life right now that you would like to think and feel differently about. What needs to shift? What would you like to transform and feel great about right now? So now that you have a hold of whatever that situation is for you, we're going to start through the tapping points. We're going to just start at the eyebrow point. How could I think about this differently? Go ahead and say that out loud, tuning into whatever it is you're bringing to the table today that's in your life that you would like to think differently about. How can I think about this differently? Side of the eye, allowing my mind to be open. Underneath the eye, allowing new thoughts to come through. When we are in a space of fear, it's really hard to think positive. It's really hard to get those high streaming thoughts that love to reach us and transform us. So just allowing those thoughts to come in. Underneath the nose, allowing new possibilities to open up for me. Just, doesn't that feel good? Bringing that statement in and through your body, opening myself up to new possibilities. Underneath the mouth, feeling the change in my body, allowing myself to let go. Collarbone point, one or two hands, whatever feels good for you, allowing my body to relax, feeling the stress roll off my shoulders, feeling myself become lighter and brighter. Underneath the arm, right here where your bra strap would be, if you have a bra on, tuning into a different frequency. Top of the head, changing the station. We can do that at any time. We can just choose to change the station of the thoughts that we're thinking. And we're going to do one more round, eyebrow point, allowing myself to think differently about this. Side of the eye, knowing all of the answers are going to show up right when I need them. Underneath the eye, following that little voice inside. The voice that nudges you, the voice that points you possibly in a new direction, or maybe just says, hey, go left here. Hey, go right here. Hey, do this for yourself today. Whatever that is, that little voice. Underneath the nose, allowing myself to tune in. Underneath the mouth, I give myself permission to relax, to get into a new flow. I have goosebumps as I bring this energy in, allowing myself to reach higher and grab onto better feeling thoughts. Collarbone point. It only takes a minute to shift my vibration. When I ask to feel differently about something, that is the second that I open up to feeling different about something, whatever it is. Underneath the arm, jumping into a new flow. Top of the head, giving myself exactly what I need to feel my very best, to feel positive, to open up to a new way of being and doing and thinking and feeling. And with that, we're gonna stop, keeping our palms up, open, and ready to receive whatever amazing things are ready to flow into our life today and going forward. And with that, we get to turn it over to Paula Shaw.
Hi, I'm Paula Shaw, and I am here in San Diego, North County as well. I'm a life transition coach and an author and a radio and podcast talk show host. So I'm delighted to be here with you today, especially because, well, I'm the author of this book, Grief, When Will This Pain Ever End? And in the book, one of the things I know about grievers, because I've been working with people grieving for 28 years, is they didn't want a book that looked like the Magna Carta, and they want to know how to feel better as soon as possible. And one of the things I'm not sure everybody realizes is that everybody on the planet right now is a griever. We've all lost life as we knew it. Even when things open up again, it's different now. We all feel differently about closeness. We all have concerns we didn't have before. And we've all made some shifts that actually have been some of those wonderful character developing things that can happen as a result of grief. But we're grieving, and grief tends to lower and slow down the vibration. And while sometimes that's a good thing, because it's important to go inside and learn the lessons and have the growth that can come from grief, we also want to have some idea how to feel better, because that's why I titled that book, When Will This Pain Ever End? Because people start feeling like it's always going to be this huge downer that they're living through. So one of my favorite things, and that I feel is kind of a great thing for grief, because remember, grieving people don't often have a lot of energy. So I love moving to gratitude, because gratitude is one of the highest vibrations we can be at. So I personally like to kind of keep a Rolodex in my head of things I can be grateful for. But it's also very effective to make a list. Make an actual gratitude list. You can do it in the moment that you're feeling like you need that lift, or you can have one that you pull out when you need it, you know, like your Rolodex cards. But one of my absolute favorite things, because movement is good, right? To get the energy actually moving is helpful. And I am one of the founding members of the Association of Comprehensive Energy Psychology. 22 years ago, a bunch of us got together and said, When you shift energy, when you change the energy status, people actually get past their hurt, past their anger, past their depression, past their pain. So shifting energy is huge, and it's really important. And that's really what we all do on one level or another. So I'm big on the gratitude walk. And if perchance you can do it in bare feet at the ocean or on the earth somewhere, now you're also bringing in the negative ions that can help shift energy. But as you walk, just look at different things and actually speak to yourself about what you can be grateful for. The sky is blue, the flowers are blooming. Oh, that child is adorable. There's a really cute puppy over there. So notice the things that you can be grateful for. And if for some reason that doesn't work for you, I always say a great fallback is puppies, pictures of puppies or babies, or just put on the music and dance, like really get into it, dance. So that is my contribution. Thank you all for having me today. It was a pleasure being here. Next up, Susan.
I am Susan Coffey with Ancestral Healing Arts. And in my experience working with ancestral energy and the programming that is passed down to us, I find that it is not the actual hurtful situation that causes energy blocks, but the ancestors' judgment around their hurt and feeling that causes their negative energy to be stored, to be passed down to us, and brings our frequency down. And a very large storehouse of lower vibrating frequency is emotional dishonesty. And a big kahuna in that vein is saying yes when we really wanted to say no. So let's go within to the solar plexus chakra, where we hold these memories and gut feelings of not being able to be honest with our emotions and saying no when we wanted, saying yes when we wanted to say no. So if you would close your eyes and imagine that you're standing in the center of your solar plexus chakra, and you have a wand of light in your hand, and draw a circle on the floor of your solar plexus chakra with that wand of light. And then tap the center of the circle with the wand of light to ignite a spark and create a fire of brilliant white violet flame, a fire of divine transformation. And walk around the fire once, calling forth any parts of you that are still stuck in that feeling of having to say yes when you wanted to say no. And have them gather on one side of the fire, and you are across from them on the other side of the fire. And see what different ages of you show up that are still stuck in the judgment of that moment. Acknowledge how low and defeated or angry they may feel. And from your heart, stir that compassionate understanding for those moments when you couldn't be emotionally honest. You did the best you could with the tools you had. They are just experiences, not law. It is not who you are, just how you responded. And you can choose now to shift that pattern. And now emanating from your heart through the fire to those parts of you, send out waves of loving acceptance. Send out to them a call to come back home to your heart. That even though I said yes when I meant no, I completely love and accept myself. Invite them to walk through the fire to your open arms. And let the vibration of that divine flame lift the frequency of any judgment they hold. And as they walk to you, welcome them to integrate back into the oneness, the wholeness of your heart, your being. And now on the other side of the fire, sense or see generations of ancestors that support you in the lifting of your frequency. And now notice at your feet some baggage that represents the programming you inherited from your ancestors that causes that reaction of not taking care of your emotional needs. We thank the ancestors for all they did to give you life. And now choose to live your life a little differently. And put that baggage of programming in the fire, as it is now your choice to be in integrity with yourself and your feelings. And see that violet flame getting stronger, brighter, flowing up and down your divine line through your chakras as you integrate this higher frequency. For when you feel in integrity with yourself, your frequency and vibration instantly rises. Breathe that in deep and smile and open your eyes. And you know, we did not create love, but we create the experience of love. So let your goal be to enjoy the experience of life. Namaste. And next up is Deep.
Namaste, everyone. I'm Deep from North San Diego County. So today, to raise your frequency, we'll connect science to philosophy. So action and reaction. So I think in Newton's law of motion, every action has equal and opposite reaction. And the law of karma, everything that goes around comes around. So keeping that in mind, like everything that's done, there are certain things that's beyond our control that we cannot change, or we cannot, like ancestors, the emotions, the connections from the past, some things that we cannot, but there are other things which we can. So in order to understand the cause and the source of our low frequency, we need to go within. So we'll just start with the meditation, and we'll just work through it as we go along. So please begin to close your eyes. And as you begin to focus on your breath, please be grounded. Find yourself in this very moment. As you begin to slow your breath, begin to slow the trend of your thoughts. And finding yourself in the moment, begin to observe what affects you. Take this moment to understand the source of those low frequency, the low vibration that's pointing out at this moment. If you follow the chakra system, the blockages within the chakras are a source of those lower frequencies. The blockages that includes fear, guilt, shame, hatred, untruth, illusions, and attachments. Which of these affects you or is affecting you at this moment? Which one jumps out? Take one long, deep breath. And as you exhale, let go of what is blocking that particular chakra. Again, in terms of action and reaction. So where there's fear, bring in security and survival. Where there's guilt, bring in pleasure and joy. Where there's shame, bring in the inner will to encounter anything that withstands in front of you. Where there's hatred, fill it with love and compassion. Where there's untruth, speak the truth and be the truth. Where there's illusion, clear it with insight and foresight. See beyond the materialistic eyes. And with this attachment, bring in the pure cosmic energy, the energy of the universe, through years of meditation, years of goodwill that the ancestors and you constantly put back to the universe. Bring all those as a way to raise your consciousness and your vibration. As you bring in this energy, remember to forgive yourself. It always begins from the self. Anything, any action of the past, if it causes guilt or shame, remember to let go. After you have forgiven yourself, remember to forgive others. Sometimes an action is caused without any intentions. So constantly let it go. And then as you begin to let go of everything, find yourself in the lightness, a burden that you stop carrying around. And as you put everything on the side, feel your vibration raising. Just take in a couple more full cycles of breath. And with every inhale, constantly bring the energy of the cosmos to the body. And with every exhale, allow your lightness, your pure energy to be one with the cosmos. So allow one more exchange using your breath. And now you could slowly begin to open your eyes. So they say, in order to experience the greatest frequencies all the time, the best thing to do is to be in the moment, because many people live, like they say, the stat says 90% of the people live in the past, holding on to things. About 8 to 10% of the people lives in the future, just thinking about what's going to come next. But most people forget to live in the present moment, and that's where the greatest frequency lies. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.
Thank you, Deep. Well, we have been Holistic. We hope you are happy. And if you would like to experience more, please visit holistichappyhour.org.